Hey friends, happy Tuesday afternoon. It's hot here, and I just spent the last 2 or 3 hours scrubbing that bathroom back there. Yeah, I love being lied to when it, oh yeah, we wipe the bathroom down, we clean it. Why did it take me 3 hours to clean such a small bathroom? Yeah. Anyways, it's done. It's done. So it says it's 82 outside with a real feel of 85. Hopefully you can hear me because I have a fan blowing on me because I am hot. I'm sure you can see my face is all red and flushed. Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to do my Michael's haul today, and then tomorrow will be Hirschner's. And then Thursday and Friday, I don't know yet. I might just bring you along with me throughout the apartment to get final things done. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But so let me just tell you, I went to my Michael's here in town. Now, I have mentioned it before that Michael's is much smaller than the one to the north of me. So their yarn section, their sewing section, the notions, all that is much smaller. However, you could see, let me refresh my brain real quick. I don't even remember the pictures I posted last night. Bear with me. I blame this heat. I blame it. Okay. My computer's running ever so slow. Okay, my post tab. So what did I post to y'all last night? So I posted pictures. So the first thing I saw when I walked into our yarn department, now our yarn department is, when you come in, you go left or you can go straight. It doesn't matter, but it's all the way in the back left corner of the store, which the store, again, is not that big. So the first thing I saw was this big red heart display of all-in-one granny square and flower power yarn. I did not see any prices. And then I turn to my right and I see sewing machines and notions. So they do have some sewing machines in stock. It didn't look like very many though. They had, for their size store, a decent amount of notions to go with the sewing machines. And then you walk in the middle aisle and there was a whole bunch of colors of Posh Pearl. Now, if you watched any of the other videos that are floating out there on the YouTube streets, this is supposed to be just like the Posh yarn from Joann. Only this is Michael's doing their thing after they purchased Joann. And they're putting the loops and threads label on it, labeling it Posh Pearl. I don't use that yarn, so I haven't done very much research into it. I'm just going off of what I saw on another pretty lengthy video. And then the last one I saw, which was on the other side of the Posh Pearl, was the Cozy Cub. Now, that one really reminded me of the Baby Bear yarn from Joann, like I had put in my post here. Baby Bear is one of the few yarns that I can use of that material and texture. And I really like the Baby Bear. So as I was feeling the Cozy Cub, it did feel very similar to the Baby Bear. I forgot to look at the weight of the yarn. I was kind of in a hurry last night because I needed to get to Walmart and then I needed to get back here and get some stuff done before I had to put Levi to bed. But it looked and felt very similar. And it was just solid colors, as you could see in the picture. I'm going to go to the picture real quick, if my computer will stop lagging. I have a feeling it's probably the internet. We have had, excuse me, we have had all kinds of issues with the internet. Yeah, my pictures are not loading. We've had all kinds of issues with our internet since Sunday because on Sunday, somebody decided it was going to be fun to splice the main lines of Spectrum's cable internet. And our entire county and other surrounding areas had an outage pretty much all day Sunday, and it's been lagging Monday and now Tuesday. The Spectrum had put out an article in the local newspaper and said something about the thieves were trying to get copper wire or something like that. I don't know. Either way, it really screwed everything up. This is not even cold anymore, and that. Hold on one second, friends. Where do I pause this? Okay. I had to get a piece of gum. That was not good. Yeah, my pictures are not loading. I'm sorry. But anyways, the Baby Bear yarn did have, oh, there we go. Or I'm sorry, Cozy Cub. So there was quite a few solid colors, as I'm seeing here. Same thing with the Posh Pearl. The Posh Pearl, they had a lot of different colors. I think it's funny because somebody put in a whole bunch of, or put in like, well, it looks like 2 skeins of Bernat blanket yarn on top of the Posh Pearl. So don't get thrown off by that picture. But yeah, so I noticed all that. But the first thing I noticed when I walked in the door to my Michael's last night, it's Halloween there already. Yeah. I took a picture of the Spooky Village and I sent it to my son and he's like, already? It's only June, people. Christmas will be tomorrow, right? Anyways. Okay. So I went to Michael's because not only did I want to, investigate a little bit more after going to the one to the north of me, but I had 2 reward certificates, a 25% off and a 30% off. So everything that's in this bag right here was less than $10. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is clearance yarn, because I did find some clearance yarn. They did have the Twisted Tones in several different, I almost said varieties, well, shades, but upon looking at it further, I didn't really like the Twisted Tones. It was a little too thick for me, so I didn't get that. But I did find this. This is Loops and Threads Soft Classic, 354 yards, medium 4, 5.5 millimeter crochet hook and knitting needle recommendation. Machine wash, cold, gentle, do not bleach, tumble dry, low, do not iron. And this is in the color Bisque. I figured this could go a long way, especially considering I want to start getting more into amigurumis. This is just a basic color. So this was $1. Originally $3.99. I love the handwritten sticker on there. Isn't that funny? Okay. Now, the second one that I bought on clearance was originally $12.99. I almost did not buy it, and you're going to see why. It was originally $12.99. I paid $7 for it. It is a Caron cotton cake in the colorway Seashell. And I think it's the colors that really jumped out at me. And this was the only one of this. 5 millimeter crochet hook, 4.5 millimeter knitting needle, a medium 4, 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. Oh, and this one is 100% acrylic. Sorry about that. This is 8.8 ounces, 530 yards. Now, are you ready to see why you're going to be like, I wouldn't have bought that? It's yarn barf. But I don't care. It looks manageable. You know what I mean? It just looks like maybe the label, because if you look, the label's kind of torn here. So I don't know if somebody was just trying to look at it or what, but I see a center pole right here. So I don't know. I need to take the label off after we get back from our trip. and kind of just rewind it and do my thing with it. But yeah, so there's the clearance tag. $12.99. I paid $7. And then the last two things I got, I saw these at the Michaels to the north of me. I did not get them because I really wanted the other yarn that I got from there, the Impressions yarn. Now these were, oh, they make it so hard to read the prices. I want to say these were originally $7.99 a skein. Yes, $7.99 a skein. Took me a minute because I've got all the coupon deductions and this, that, and the other on there. Now these are loops and threads. They're called Soft Ombre. It's a polyester blend. It's very soft. However, my hands are sticking to it because my hands are super dry from cleaning. So each one is 426 yards, 5.29 ounces. And then it says, due to the dye process, each yarn will be unique. Color may vary. These are a lightweight 3, which, as you know, I am really enjoying working with 2s and 3s right now. These are 75% polyester and 25% acrylic. It recommends a 4mm knitting needle and crochet hook. I would probably use a 3.5 with this. When you see it, you'll see why. Excuse me. Hand wash cold, non-chlorine bleach when needed, dry flat, do not iron. And these are in the color orange, pink, and blue. And these are called Soft Ombre. Why is this not going to pick up? It's not picking up. But there's some pink. There's some pink in there. So there's 2 of these. That one's already starting to come undone. Come on. This one's starting to come undone already. So there's 2 of these. So for all 4 skeins of this yarn, I paid $9.86. The 2 of these together were $11.19. And then it took an additional 30% off all regular price purchases, which was these. So, yeah. So, yeah, my total was $19.19. And then I put in my 2 $5 vouchers, reward vouchers that I had, bringing my total after subtotal and sales tax $9.86. So, not a bad deal. I'm pretty excited. Like I said, I will fight this mess after we get back. I'm actually going to just tie this bag up, and I'm going to store it in my master bedroom, well, actually my front hall closet, until we get back. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you guys. I am such a sweaty, disgusting mess. I'm sorry. My whole back is just... Bleh. My kids better appreciate me for scrubbing that bathroom as long as I did. I doubt they will, but has to be done. If I don't do this deep cleaning before we leave on a big trip like this, you don't want to know what I come home to. Anyways. Okay, so remember I was telling you guys about the sewing and all that, the fabric department at the bigger Joann to the north of me. The Michaels. Somebody help me. Anyways, the Michaels to the north of me has that has the fabric department now. Now, the Michaels by our church also has a fabric department, but they also have an extensive like embroidery section as well in with their fabric. I'll have to stop there one day when I have time, when I'm out there for church, and take some pictures and show you guys. But I just wanted to show you a couple of things that I bought from that Michaels over the holidays. and just give you an idea of some stuff that that one sells. Now, I'm sure my Michaels does, but here in town, but, well, okay, those are the big twists. So those ones were actually, these are actually hoops that I bought at Joann last year. So these were all purchased. I thought I had a red one in here. I don't know. I did, but it disappeared. Oh, there it is. Jump to the front of the line. So they have really nice bamboo hoops for embroidery. But then another thing that they have is these 18 by 21 inch squares of fabric. And these are only a couple of bucks a piece. Now, my Michaels here in town does have these loops and threads fabric squares. And I think they have hoops as well of some sort, of some kind. So I really like that they're doing that option too, because those squares are really nice for doing the Mod Podge plates. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe closer towards Christmas, I will do a session on doing fabric on plates using Mod Podge. If you'd be interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to do that. I haven't done it in a couple of years. It's been a couple of years, so I would probably have to do a test run or two just to refresh my brain and, you know, go from there. But yeah, so that was my Michaels haul. A little bit of yarn, not too much. I don't think I'll be buying much of any yarn at all on this trip for reasons. But yeah, so main thing is just get to my mom, get her, and get home. So anyways, all right, I'm gonna go, friends. I still have a ton of cleaning. It is 1:45 and laundry has been on my list today too, so I've been cycling the laundry. But anyways, I hope you all are staying safe. I'm seeing a lot of storms again through the Midwest. I have been watching that pretty closely because it's kind of going on in a lot of areas that we're going to be. So I really don't want to become a human version of Wizard of Oz, you know? So anyways, all right, friends, I love you all. God loves you. Be kind to one another, and I'll see you tomorrow with a Hirschner's order, okay?